Every week we have a ton of new items to go over, especially today on Monday, because we have stuff from over the weekend that came in. This is no different, but I do think that we actually have more than normal today. It was actually really difficult to get this set up. I had to move all of this stuff out, all of this stuff, and all of this. So this video hopefully is a little bit longer than the average weekly trade clip video. So let's start all the way over here. We have some Nintendo Switch games here. Some cool stuff. New release right there as well, 100 line. We also have 4 PS1 games, all RPGs. We have some boxed Super Nintendo games. Donkey Kong Country, which is the best Super Nintendo game of all time, is complete. This one is box only, and this one is box and cartridge, just missing the manual. Also, Japanese Tetris for the Virtual Boy. We have a couple Xbox 360 faceplates. Sorry about the glare. That's Viva Pinata and Forza 2. Then moving along, we have some handheld systems here. We can literally never have enough of these. So it's really good to see some good variety in here. Got the Pocket, the SP, the original GBA, the original 3DS, the 3DS with the replaceable like faceplates, and then a PSP. We also have some N64 games here. Zelda, Mario, Pokemon, good stuff, you guys know. And then Zelda for NES and Kakoma, Night in Busyland for Super Nintendo. Got a couple new release PS5 games here. We have some 3DS titles. All 3 of those are complete. And then we get into the original Xbox stuff that is what we call glass case. It's anything that is 15 bucks or higher, because that stuff is not out on the sales floor. It goes into our locked cabinets. And it's been quite a while since we've gotten a good original Xbox trade come in. Most of the time, it's like, $5 games. There aren't that many expensive original Xbox titles, so it's nice to have a lot come in all together. We also have some of the more expensive Xbox 360 games here. Some of these ones people have been asking for, like Afro Samurai, and then Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, and Spider-Man 2. I'm sure these ones are going to sell pretty quick because we've had multiple people ask about those. And then along the back wall here, let's start down here. We have a bunch of DVDs. Everything here, of course, being under 15 bucks. A lot of these are just a couple dollars. The Dragon Ball ones, I haven't looked at every single one of them because I didn't do this trade, but it looked like most of them were 5 bucks. But a ton of Dragon Ball. We also have a few VHS right there, a couple PS3, into the Wii and original Xbox stuff, and then some PlayStation 4 games here, and also some Xbox 360, and then one little Scribblenauts for 3DS there. And then up top, we have a couple Wii U games here. They're actually both the same game, but this is the special edition that comes with the Amiibo. And that one is factory sealed. Obviously the box has a little bit of wear and tear, but it is unopened. We also have the Guitar Hero On Tour for the DS, which is also sealed. We have the Shin Megami Tensei 4 and Bravely Default. A couple Amiibo here, some of the Mario games, and Zelda for the Nintendo Wii. One more expensive, it's not even that much, but one $15 and up PS3 game. And then we have the more expensive DVDs here. These Dragon Ball sets are pretty sweet. So there's the first clip of stuff, but like I said, there is a lot more to come, so stick around.
All right, guys, we got some trades. I'll show you some of the stuff in the back first. Got these guys. This looks really cool. All right, got some GameCube. And it goes into PS2. This is some of the cheaper stuff. I'll show you the good stuff in just a sec. Let's get down to the 360 down here. Bam. And let's go back down here. Got some more expensive stuff out. Some pretty cool stuff like the Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. I like those a lot. There's a sealed Shadow of the Colossus. Get down to the Xbox here, and I'll show you some of these collector's editions back here. Sorry about the glare. They're pretty cool. And we got some more stuff over here. Got some smaller handheld stuff. Hopefully you can see it. Here, I'll do another little pass here. And then we've got all of these awesome complete, well, mostly complete in-box games. Actually, it looks like most of them are complete. That Street Fighter's missing something. But yeah, very cool. Love seeing all these Game Boy boxes come in. I'm kind of looking at that one myself. That one's really cool too. Okay, bye.
It's always a treat when we get Vita stuff in because this stuff never comes in. We have a few big box ones, I believe, that are all factory sealed except for this One More Dungeon. That one is pre-owned. We got One More Dungeon, Xeno Crisis, Fast Striker, the Atari Flashbacks Classic. Yes, that is for the PlayStation Vita. And then the rest of these normal editions are about half sealed, half pre-owned, but all in great shape. We got Nurse Love, that's a whole series. And then we got Damascus Gear. We have this one and that one. And then, of course, Claire, SteamWorld Heist, amazing game series. Love the SteamWorld games. And then Colton was telling me about this one right here, Oregon Trail. It's like zombie take of Oregon Trail. So it was really good. He said it's on Steam for like $5 as well if you're a PC gamer but not Vita. And then some expensive ones. Got a pair of Joy-Cons and an e-reader Houndoom Pokemon card. Up here are some PSP titles, the predecessor of the Vita, as well as Heat Seeker and The Simpsons, and then 2 more Vita games, both factory sealed. Complete in Box Tetris Worlds, one of my favorite GBA games. And then we go into the GameCube titles. Spyro is no manual, but Mario Party 6 and Pokemon Colosseum are disc only, so those are for the disc and printed artwork. Got Resident Evil. That is PAL, factory sealed. It is region locked, so it will not work on your North American console unless you have it modded. Of course, tons of Marios, not enough Scooby-Doos, Wario's in there. Double Dash, surprised that's still in stock. And of course, a bunch of Sonics got traded in too. But I believe this is all one person's collection. Got Shadow, Sonic Heroes, and Sonic Gems collection. And then we have a few cartridges, Super Nintendo, Genesis, and then a few Atari, another Genesis, and then N64 stuff. Our N64 selection is super duper low right now, so it's good to see those. And then just some peripherals. We got a manual, we got a box only, we got a no manual, and then a little carry case with the N64 Sport logo on it. And that's a wrap.
I'm back again to show you some trades. Abby and I are actually going out of town tomorrow, so right now it is actually Tuesday. Trying to get as much stuff filmed as we can before leaving, so here we go. Starting off over here, we have the more expensive original Xbox titles. 1 PS5 game, 1 PS1 game, 3DS, and some DS as well. Then we're going to go up here, we have the Advance Wars Dual Strike Nintendo Power Strategy Guide. The Guardian Amiibo, still factory sealed. And then we get into the original Xbox titles here. These are the ones that are $13 or cheaper, but there's some good titles mixed in here. Same with the Xbox 360. Got Tomb Raider, Phantasy Star, Sonic, Max Payne, Call of Duty, Lego, Dynasty Warriors, Fallout, some good stuff. Also, while we're going by, we have 2 factory sealed Xbox 360 games that were in this little collection here that came from my buddy David. He traded in a lot more stuff as well. This is just the Nintendo Wii and the 360 stuff. Unfortunately, the rest of it, you're gonna have to wait until the next video because we didn't get it stickered in time and it's already way past close tonight. Getting into the Nintendo Wii games here. Once again, these are all $13 or less, but there's still some really good titles like Mario and Sonic, Pac-Man, Red Steel, Lego Star Wars, Trauma Center, Resident Evil, Rayman, Crash, Ninja Turtles, Fling Smash, Monkey Ball. Some cool stuff, and then a couple Wii U games. We're gonna flip down here and look at a couple more Wii U games. Twilight Princess, awesome. And then into the more expensive Nintendo Wii games here. These are all $15 or higher. This is basically like every first-party Wii title that you would want, and then some other cool stuff mixed in, like House of the Dead, Sonic the Black Knight, Marvel Saga Kororinpa. Pretty uncommon game that we do not ever get. But love to see stuff like Mario All-Stars, Mario Galaxy 2, Mario Kart. And then we get into the 360 games as well. Worms Collection and Saw are two games we never get traded in, and people ask for Saw pretty often. Seems like usually they ask for it on the PS3, but still, nice to have it. We also have Spec Ops The Line, NCAA 14, which used to be about $150. Since they started releasing the new NCAA games, you can see the price has plummeted. Wet is another one people ask for all the time. And then finishing off, we have Minecraft, Alice Madness Returns, Castlevania, and a couple of these like weird, like double pack things. But there you go, some pretty awesome stuff. If you are collecting Xbox or Wii, we got some titles in here that you might be looking for. We're going to finish off this video with a Pokemon card trade-in. And normally we just put these in with the video games, but there's so much here. And these are expensive cards, guys. There's one card in here that's 10 bucks. That's the cheapest one. The rest are like, I think there's maybe one or two that are 15 to 18. The rest are $20 or higher, which is just crazy. So we're gonna go line by line here. And as you can see, when we start moving, there are some duplicates, but I'm not complaining because they're $55 cards and there's 5 of them. That is insane. But one person traded all of these in, and he said that he didn't really need the cards. He's not really into Pokemon right now. As you can probably tell if you're familiar with Pokemon cards, a lot of these are from like X and Y era, maybe a little bit later as well, but that was mostly when he was opening them. And he said they were just sitting in binders on his shelf, and he's like, do I want the cards or do I want money? And so he decided to bring them in. He said that he tried to just grab stuff that was $20 or more according to price charting. But price charting isn't the most accurate when it comes to Pokemon cards. We use TCG Player to price stuff, and of course, condition affects the price on cards a lot. So there are a few that are under 20 bucks, but not by much. There's like one $10 card. The rest are 15 or higher though. But just really, really good stuff. And when we take Pokemon cards here at Double Jump, we try to kind of focus more on vintage stuff, just because that's what we grew up with and, you know, just fits with the retro theme of the store. But we are trying to take some newer cards as well because they sell just as quick, if not quicker, than the more vintage stuff. So this is a huge boost to our single inventory right now. And very, very happy to have these. Came from a regular too, which is always nice. We're finishing off with the last 3 cards. The cheapest one out of here, 10 bucks, and the 2 most expensive, they are both Rayquazas. The Mega Rayquaza EX is $240, and the Rayquaza VMAX Alt Art is $550. That is crazy. And another thing, every single one of these cards is in near mint condition. I believe he said that he pulled all these himself from packs, and they went straight into sleeves, straight into the binder, and they are all in excellent condition. So thank you guys for watching. I know this video is probably a little bit shorter than our normal weekly trades are, but we only filmed for a couple days. Abby and I are going to be out of town, so we aren't filming for the rest of the week, which means the next trade video for the week is going to be insane. It's going to be a little more than a week and a half worth of stuff. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much. Make your orders at doublejumpvideogames.com if you're interested in anything, and we'll see you guys next week.